You're welcome back. You're on to Business Incorporated on Channels Television. Now, statistics from the Financial Derivatives Company show that the prices of domestic commodities have dropped. Now, what led to this? Let's find out from Agric an analyst with the FDC, as he joins me to take a look at these new developments on the show. Agric, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Bolaji. Thank you for having me.
Now, from the data of your company that was released on Agric Commodities, we're seeing the prices of staples dropped. What happened?
Well, the main reason is down to seasonal factors. During this time of the year, commodity prices generally trend downward because weather conditions are favorable for crop growing. So more supply translates into lower costs. Another reason may be because of lower transportation costs. Whereas in the months of May and April, the country was plagued with fuel scarcity, long queues for petrol. But now, since May, there have hardly been any queues. So lower transportation costs translates into lower commodity prices. So those two factors have contributed to the main reasons for why commodity prices are lower.
But your data shows that the price of diesel was on the rise. Did that have any kind of effect on the prices of commodities?
Yes, it should have. More expensive diesel, higher cost of diesel should make commodity prices higher. But I think the price of diesel has spiked over 50% since the last 2 months. I think I remember it was about 130 naira in April. Now it's about 200 naira. But the main reason for that is what's happening in the Niger Delta region. Because these militants are blowing up gas pipelines, which is constraining gas supply to power generation companies. So because there's less electricity, demand for diesel to power generators has gone up. So that's why the price of diesel has spiked like that.
Now, while the news at home seems good, reports we're getting from outside of the country, like India, show that weather conditions may impact negatively on some food crops. Tell us more about this.
Well, if you remember last year, the commodity market was plagued with the El Nino phenomenon. Now, this year, we have the La Nina phenomenon. Now, what the La Nina brings is dry weather to the Asia region, Asian countries such as India, Thailand, Malaysia, and so on. So because the climate is dry, crops like sugar and other soft commodities, they won't be able to grow favorably there. So that would cause commodity prices to spike. And India is a major producer of sugar, especially, so we should expect sugar prices to trend upwards going forward.
Okay, let's do some projections now. What is your expectations on large crops like grains?
Well, grains, we should expect grains to trend downwards, mainly because the US, which is a major grain producer, there are reports of bountiful harvests in the US for grains. So that should constrain on prices. But the US dollar is weak, it has been depreciating against baskets of major currencies. So a less expensive dollar should boost the demand for dollar-denominated commodity prices such as grains.
Now, should we also expect that for soft commodities, soft crops?
Yes, indeed, we should expect that. But also, there are also concerns about the quality of cocoa crops, with regards to cocoa, quality of crops in Ghana and Ivory Coast. There are concerns that with this rainy season, the rainy season would bring about a disease and pest outbreak in the Ivory Coast. So that should boost the prices for those commodities. Cocoa is trading above $3,115 per ton, which is good for cocoa producers such as Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Ivory Coast.
Thank you, Agric, analyst with the Financial Derivatives Company Limited. Now, Ivorian conservation agents are using the threats of eviction and prosecution to extort money from cocoa growers farming illegally in protected forest reserves. A report released recently by Human Rights Watch accuses agents from SODEFO, the forest management agency, of burning down the homes of illegal farmers and destroying their belongings.
Teams and rights groups say that Ivory Coast forestry officers have beaten, robbed and extorted money from cocoa growers under the auspices of a reforestation drive, while allowing those who pay up to remain farming illegally in protected forest reserves. A report released by Human Rights Watch accuses agents from SODEFO of burning down the homes of illegal farmers, destroying their belongings and demanding money.
Côte d'Ivoire faces an enormous challenge as it tries to mitigate the impacts of widespread deforestation on climate change. But in many of the cases that we've documented, so far the government's approach has been one of repression. We spoke to many small-scale farmers living in protected forests who'd seen as the State Forestry Agency arrived to burn down their homes and crops without any warning, forcing their children to walk tens of kilometers simply to find shelter. This type of policy has also created opportunity for abuses, as the state agency demands illicit payments from farmers simply for them to stay on land they've lived on for decades. And in other cases, evictions were accompanied by violence as young men from villages were rounded up and beaten and told never to return to the land that they lived on.
However, SODEFO Technical Director Abod Dagui says there is no proof of such. Dagui denied the forest agency had anything to do with deaths, blaming them instead on fighting between rival groups present in the forest, and added that the agency opened an internal investigation as soon as it was made aware that its agents were accused of involvement.
And yesterday was a milestone for the Central Bank of Nigeria with the reopening of the interbank's FX market. Let's get some updates from the markets as Ada Mbachu, a forex trader with Diamond Bank, joins me. Ada, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Now, how has the market reacted to the reopening of the interbank FX market, and what is the greenback trading at currently?
Okay, we saw positive reactions from the players of the market at the interbank market. It was a calm trading session, and the greenback currently traded at 283 to 284 on the bid and offer. However, we saw a peak at 287 and a dip at 280. So far, we haven't seen any disruptions in the market. It has been a very calm trading session, and I think the players have responded positively to the new development of the reopening.
Talking about players, how many players actually participated, if you have the figures?
Yeah, we have both the primary dealers of the FX and the non-primary dealers and the trade at the market, and that includes upon all the interbank trading actively at the market today.
I know that there's been news. The news actually came out that the central bank will clear the backlog of its forex demand. What is the situation right now going by the trading at the market?
Yeah, the central bank yesterday actually came up and sold 4.02 billion to the market, clearing all the backlog of the matured LCs. The breakdown was about $532 million for the spot bid at about 380 and above, and we saw a 3.5 billion, which was broken down to the 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months forward. We had a $697 million for 1 month forward. 2 months, for the 2 months, we had a $1.22 billion sold, and for the 3 months, we had about $1.57 billion sold.
Okay.
The CBN is yet to release the basis of allocation, but it's actually a welcome development, intended to create a respite in the market and kickstart the FX interbank market.
Thank you so much, Ada Mbachu, a trader with Diamond Bank, on the state of the interbank FX market. We'll go on a short break. I'll be right back.